Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. I'm Officer Lavi, and for my reader today we have, caught him off guard, see?
Officer Isaiah.
Officer Isaiah came through in the clutch for us. And we got our Soldier Matthew in the tech booth doing great and mighty work. So, class title today, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to ruffle some feathers. Some feathers will be ruffled, but we need it. I need it. You need it. We need it. How to let it go. That's a class title. If you saw it, how to let it go. Do I have secret hatred? This is something that has plagued us and is bigger than we think, bigger than we give credit to. The spirit of hatred, which is ultimately murder. All right, so let's go ahead and settle in. I'm telling you right now, this class is for all of us. You know, there's plenty of classes on hatred, forgiveness. I mean, it can go so many different ways. You can be on this all day because it goes so many different ways. All right, so without any further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, pull up the definition of grudge. And you give me Leviticus in the law. You know what I want? All right, Leviticus. Pull up the definition of grudge. Let's start right there. Read that scripture right there. You got it?
Yes, sir.
I mean that definition.
Yes, sir. Grudge, a persistent feeling or ill will or resentment resulting from a past insult or injury.
Persistent feeling. It continues. It's persistent. What's some of those similar words?
Grievance.
Grievance.
Resentment.
Click grievance. Click on grievance. If you got a pen, paper, get your Bible out, take notes. This is mental, spiritual health for us, the word of God, if we apply it. Read that.
Grievance, a real or imagined wrong.
A real or what?
Imagine.
Sometimes we make up SH in our head towards another person. Come on now, read.
A real or imagined wrong or other cause for complaint.
I complain against this person. Go ahead.
Or protest, especially unfair treatment.
All right, that's it. That's it. Go back. So read the scripture. Remember how to let it go. Some of us, we know we haven't let a certain situation go, whether with a brother, brother to brother, sister, sister on sister, husband and wife. Husband got hatred for his wife. Wife got hatred for the husband. For whatever reason, right now, whatever reason. Oh, this going to be a settle in. Let's settle in. For those in the body, those who outside the body. We got to learn how to let this spirit of hatred go. And do I have secret hatred still? Have I really let it go? Am I still contemplating it? Is it still there, lingering, maybe a little bit? Read that.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17.
Come on. Read it.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
So we shouldn't hate. This is the law. Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
So first off, don't hate him. And then you got to know how to rebuke your neighbor, meaning don't go, hey, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. That's a form of rebuking, but it's like correcting in love. Read.
And not suffer sin upon him.
That you don't see your brother in sin. You understand? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge.
Don't avenge or bear any grudge. What we just read. Hatred, grievance, right? Ill will. Read.
Against the children of thy people.
Don't hold on to any grudges against the children of your people. Right? Our neighbor. Children of your people. That's who your neighbor is. That is what that is explaining. Who is your neighbor? Not just the, person next door. Yeah, that's your neighbor. We live next door, but what if it's an Edomite next door? Caucasian, European, Chinese, Moab, Ammon, Japanese. What if it's them next door? Them not the children of our people, our race. I know you think Christianity thought, well, everybody this and that, we all God's children. Hold up. If you've been watching long enough, you know now. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people. If you haven't heard it for the billionth time, it's out now. Cat's out the bag. Is that how I go? That's it. All right. Read it again.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge
Okay.
against the children of thy people.
All right, that's the law. Matthew 22:36. We're going to go Old Testament, New Testament, precept upon precept. We got to understand this right here. And cue up the 10 Commandments.
Matthew chapter 22 and verse 36.
Follow along. We all need this. This spirit here, Satan used this against us in more ways than we think. Read.
Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
So we always reference this. Even Christians reference this. You know, so-called Christians out there. Read.
Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment.
So remember, the question was asked, which is the great commandment in the law? So he gave you the first one. Read, love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. If we really did that, oh boy, we'll be at a different level. To love the Lord with all our heart, mind, and soul. We engulfed in the word of God. Read.
And the second is like unto it.
Read.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
That's a hard one. When you really understand what Christ is saying, all the commandments hang on these two. Let's look at the 10 Commandments now. A lot of folks say in Christianity, well, we under grace, grace, grace. The law, the phrase goes, the law done away with. Let Creflo Dollar tell it. Creflo, take your dollar. Let him tell it. The law done away with. You fell into sin when you fell into the law. What type of shit is this? Hell no. Come on. Sit down. Don't say that no more. Don't even think that. So let's look at the 10 Commandments. That's false. The law is not done away with. We just read it in Matthew 22, 36, 37, 38. New Testament. So let's look at the commandments. Read the first three. So number one is what?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Number two?
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Number three?
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
So when you read Matthew 22, verse 38, read that.
Matthew chapter 22, verse 38.
Come on.
This is the first and great commandment.
37, I'm sorry.
Verse 37, Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
So the first three, pull it back up. When you look at the first three, they pertain to really the Lord. Don't have no other gods before me. Don't make any graven images to bow down to worship. When you read Exodus 20, it tells you, don't make any images to worship them. Some folks say, well, you can't have no images. You can't have images of a lion. You can't have an image of a dolphin in the sea, of a whale. Yes, you can. The sin is when you bow down to worship it. That's why King Solomon had sculptures of lions in the temple. Come on now, stop playing games with us. We know the Bible. Third, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Basically meaning break his commandments. All right, so let's look at the bottom half from 4 on down. What that is. Read number 4.
Verse 4. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Because you got a day where we got to keep holy. We congregate on that day so people come together. And then when people come together, you have to have civil laws in dealing with each other. Read.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Honor your parents. Are you dealing with other people?
Thou shalt not kill.
You dealing with other people because you don't want to kill nobody.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
With that, you got to deal with somebody else. Man with a woman, woman with a man. Read.
Thou shalt not steal.
Take something from somebody else.
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Lie on someone, make up a story.
Thou shalt not covet.
Take something want something that somebody else have that's not yours and you will take it. So the bottom 4, so 4 on down deals with us dealing with another person, dealing with our neighbor. Follow? All right. First 3 dealing with the Lord, right? Let's understand one thing. Read the scripture again, Matthew 22, 36.
Matthew chapter 22, verse 36.
Go down to 40.
Verse Start at 36.
Yes, sir.
Good. Verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
So Christ finna sum it up.
Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Come on.
This is the first and great commandment.
Read.
And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Read.
On these two commandments
On these two commandments
hang all the law.
hang what?
All the law.
Pull the list back up. On these two commandments, because Christian pastors, certain Bible thumpers out there, I'm making a joke, they quote the Bible for everything, but don't do a damn thing the Bible say. Oh, he said damn. I can't believe he said damn with the Bible. You don't do a damn thing the Bible say. All right? They don't follow the law, but they quote the law, say, well, all thing you got to do is love your neighbor as yourself. Well, that means you got to follow the law. Put the list back up. All right? On these two commandments hang all the law. Let's dive into number 10.
Thou shalt not covet.
When you covet, you want something someone else has. Let's go to Exodus 20. Let's get it real quick. All these going to stem from hatred, coveting. All these commandments, if we break them, stems from coveting, which is wanting something that's not yours, and you will do anything to get it. Hatred. That's hatred. Read that. Exodus 20 and what I want.
Verse 17.
Read that. Yep.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
Look up the definition of covet while we reading this.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
So you want something, the house, you want his woman.
Nor his manservant.
His manservant, he got servants.
Nor his maidservant.
Read, women servants.
Nor his ox.
Cattle.
Nor his ass.
Read, donkey.
Nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Anything he have. Don't do that. Because once you do that, once you covet, you will do anything to get it. So read that definition.
The definition of covet. Yearn to possess or have something.
Similar words.
Desire. Be consumed with desire for. Crave. Have one's heart set on.
You really want it bad, basically. All right, so drop that. Pull the list back up. Pull the list back up. We finna understand one thing, and we're going to get some examples. When you covet, guess what? You will lie on somebody. You break number 10, you covet, you will lie on somebody. You will break number 9. When you covet, you will steal from someone. You will break number 8. When you covet, on somebody else's wife, you desire to have somebody else's wife if you a man. Woman, you desire to have somebody else. Man, you won't, I'll be a better wife for him. She don't love him no way. I put it on him. He a hard-working man. You will do anything to destroy that marriage. You covet, guess what? You will kill that person. When you covet, you won't honor your mother and your father. You won't do what they tell you to do. When you covet, you won't remember the Sabbath day. You'll break all the commandments when you do this. And guess what? That's called hatred. When you have hate, if we have hate in our heart, we will break all these commandments. One is a domino effect on another one. All right, let's drop that. Holding grudges. Holding grudges. Let's think about this. I wrote this down. Holding a grudge with a justified cause. So sometimes you may say, well, I'm justified in being angry at this person. There are instances in which we can be justified in being angry. We're going to go through some examples. Maybe this person done something to you and you have the right to be mad. All right? This will be the hard part. You will have to work through, this is going to be the hard part. We will have to work through these mental obstacles of really forgiving that person. So you don't forgive that person. No, I'm sorry. So you don't give that person power over you. I'm going to say it again. Having grudges and letting it go. Because let's think about it, right? A justified cause for you holding a grudge can be murder. Somebody killed somebody in your family or killed somebody close to you. So you're angry at that person, and it turns into you having a grudge. Hey, you know, okay. Anybody can understand that. You're mad, angry for them killing you, your somebody close to you. It can be murder, rape, stealing, adultery. Somebody stole something from you. Somebody committed adultery against you. Your wife committed adultery against you. The brother who your wife committed adultery with. Sister. Your husband committed adultery. And the sister who he committed adultery with. You're angry at those two. Brother, you're angry at those two. Justified reasons. Let's be real. Somebody like, damn, somebody slept with my wife. F him and that B. You mad. You mad. It's justified. Anybody will be mad at that. All right, so let's go over a few examples. Murder or an accidental death. Deuteronomy 19:4. Somebody, you know, in your family gets killed by somebody else, so you're angry at that person. Does the Bible talk about that? Deuteronomy 19:4. So we're going to follow a format and go through these examples and see how do we deal with these things. All right? Sometimes we angry. Give me that be ye angry and sin not. You know what I want? I think it's Ephesians 4. Sometimes we're angry for a justified reason. And other times we are angry for no damn reason. You just mad at the other person for nothing. They ain't done nothing to you. The brother ain't done nothing to you. You mad with him. The sister ain't done nothing to you. You mad with the sister. Or wife. The husband ain't done nothing wrong. You just find something to be mad at. Sister just mad out the spirit, all in her emotions. All right, husband like, what I do now? What I do now? You just mad at me, huh? What I do now? Well, you said this and this and this. Well, you ain't called me and communicate this, this, and this. Just finding shit to be mad about. Yeah, I said it. Just finding stuff to be mad about. Read it.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26.
Come on.
Be ye angry and sin not.
Be angry and what?
Sin not.
Because sometimes, you know, anger, it's okay to have anger. We can't let that anger cause us to sin. All right, so go from there. Let's go back. All right. Deuteronomy 19:4. Let's look at this example.
Deuteronomy chapter 19 and verse 4.
Come on.
And this is the case of the slayer.
Mm-hmm. So somebody, a slayer, somebody who killed somebody.
Which shall flee thither, that he may live. Whoso killeth his neighbor ignorantly, whom he hated not in time past.
That's it. So somebody end up getting killed. So the slayer, he ended up killing someone, and he didn't hate that person. It was a genuine accident. Like, dang, how somebody, you know, I killed somebody on an accident. Let's read. Keep reading.
As when a man goeth into the wood with his neighbor.
So it's like a man who go into the woods with his neighbor. They call them lumberjacks in this example right here. You chopping down trees. Today we use chainsaws and things like that. Or just a job accident. People die. Or a car wreck. Things like that. Read.
To hew wood. In his hand fetcheth a stroke with the axe to cut down the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And the head slippeth from the heat.
So he chopping down the axe. Take your time. You good. So he chopping down, you know, with the axe. And then he come back and the axe come off the handle. And it hit somebody in the head or hit somebody and they die from the wound. Read.
And lighteth upon his neighbor that he die.
So it fall upon his neighbor, it lighteth upon him, and he die.
He shall flee unto one of those cities.
So they set up cities of refuge. It was certain cities to where if that happened, the person who did I killed him on accident can go to this city and he'll be safe because it was a genuine accident. Read.
Lest the avenger.
Lest what?
Lest the avenger.
The person who's mad, angry, the family member, the father, the brother, the cousin, whoever, the avenger
of the blood pursue the slayer while his heart is hot.
While what?
While his heart is hot.
He's angry, he's mad because you just killed my brother. I know it was an accident, but why you wasn't more careful? Why you didn't do this? And you got to understand, we are still human people. Like, hey, I love that person. Now you took that person, and he gets in his emotions, and that person is hot, angry. Read.
And overtake him,
And he's overtaken by his anger.
because the way is long, and slay him, whereas he was not worthy of death.
So the person wasn't worthy of death who accidentally killed him. The slayer, he was chopping, wood or lumberjack or driving a car, whatever the case may be, because these things happen today. And, the person, it was a genuine accident. It was no, what they say, premeditated plot. They got different degrees of murder, 1st degree, 2nd degree, things like that, right? They got a murder of passion, like you end up in a passion of the moment, you end up killing somebody because you caught them cheating. Or you got so angry y'all was in a fight and you didn't try to intentionally kill them. It happened because y'all was striving with each other. And dang, the person died. We was fighting, but I didn't want to see him dead. These things. Read.
And as much as he hated not in time past.
As he hated him not in time past. Read.
Wherefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee.
So that was a situation to where a person can be justified in their anger because you slayed my brother, my family member, the person that was close to me, things like that. That's one incident right there. So from there, let's go down to, now this is going to be a hard one. Deuteronomy 22:25. So you're angry, and we're touching on situations to where a brother stole from you. You're angry at that. A brother accidentally killed somebody close to you. You're angry at that. A person was sexually assaulted. You're angry at them for doing that to you. Deuteronomy 22:25.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 25.
Come on.
But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her.
So the first one, he hated him not, but yet he still killed him, so it wasn't premeditated. This one, you're going to see the word hatred, and you're going to see it's premeditated. So let's read this and get this example out the Bible. Deuteronomy 22:25. Start there again.
Yes, sir. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. But
go ahead.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.
So believe it or not, a lot of sisters go through this. It ain't hard to believe. A lot of Israelite women, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indian women, go through sexual abuse in some way, shape, or form, right? Read. So they can be, they may say in their mind, well, this person did this to me. I can never forgive them for that. I can never forgive them for that. I hate them for what they did to me. They messed me up. They destroyed me. I hate men because of what happened to me from a man. Read.
For as when a man riseth against his neighbor.
So rape, sexual assault, is just as when a man rise against his neighbor
and slayeth him
and kill him.
Even so is this matter.
Even so is this matter. Rape. All right, so from there, let's understand something. Pull that video up real quick. So a sister or even a brother may be saying, hey, I was sexually assaulted as a child or even as a teenager or an adult. Pull that video up with the sister. Yeah, you got the timestamps I want? Okay, good. And they got a hard time overcoming that situation. As I'm telling you, this spirit of hatred, letting things go, it will cover a lot of different scenarios. These scenarios right here is scenarios of we feeling like I'm justified for hating this person. I'm justified for being angry with this person. And it's okay to be angry. It's a fine line to let that anger turn into hatred, causing us to sin. It's okay to be angry. It's a fine line when we let that anger turn into hatred, causing us to sin. All right, play that video.
Me, take off your panties, and I'm like, he tells me to touch him. right? I'm given a set of instructions. Touch me this way. Don't do it like that. Do it this way. And I'm trying to force them off me. And like, I try to do it in a way that I don't even scream. And I'm like, stop. I don't want this.
Unfortunately, so unfortunately, and I wish this wasn't a reality, to this day, we still see young girls and now even boys being violated.
All right, so she got a thick accent. She's you could tell from Africa and things. So this talk show host as well. So they talking about overcoming sexual abuse. Start at the 40-second timestamp. Now we jumping right into it. It's gonna be a lot of touchy topics. That's why we got these videos. Certain topics are better. Maybe sisters can help other sisters with this. Things like that. We got the program Saving Sarah's Daughters. These are things we as a people, our sisters, some brothers, will have to overcome. All right, so how do we do that? Are there examples in the Bible? That's what we finna go over. Play that.
Conversation, a very sensitive conversation, I should say. Well, at least that's my perception of it, right? Talking about you overcoming rape. Like, whew. But the thing about it is, I also just want to appreciate your selfless, decision and nature in sharing this, because this is the story of a lot of young girls, a lot of women, especially African women, and more than anything, Botswana women, because it turns out, our country, imagine globally, our country experiences the highest rate of sexual violation. Like, imagine. So thank you for that. I just want to start there. But before we even get into your story, why did you decide you wanted to go public with your story? Why was it something that you felt you needed to do?
So I don't want to get flagged or nothing. So skip 10 seconds. Like, just skip 10 seconds ahead. So it's a sister you can see. It's another, Israelite sister. And she gonna talk about, touch on a few things. And I just want to open the door to this. Go ahead.
To myself. It means all my relapses of depression, even when it started, nobody saw that. There are only few people who knew what was happening. And I believed it did more damage than good. We don't want people to see when we're down. It doesn't work because people wouldn't know the kind of help that you would need. Secondly, it's also because because we're carrying so much, but the moment you let somebody in,
she said I know the accent is thick. She said we are carrying so much, but the moment you let somebody in, sisters, I ain't saying come in and just spill your heart. Find somebody that you trust, you learn you're an Israelite, or even if you are comfortable talking about it. She's saying you let somebody in. Talking about these things is for one, not holding stuff in. So for one, a sign of help or a start of help is talking about it, she's saying. Play on.
You discover that it's not as bad as I think, because another thing, we get so consumed in our emotions of what we're going through and the experience of it, and we love holding on to it. But when you open up the door and say, hey, but somebody else can say, but try this. Somebody else can say, but try that. And at the end of the day, you find healing. Thirdly, there's a great quote: iron sharpens iron. And
all right, you can stop there. The point was, she had to get to the point where she wasn't holding depression. She had to learn to open up and talk about it. And she just quoted the scripture: iron sharpen iron. Well, brothers, we use that all the time with each other. You could tell she a Christian sister with the cross on. Lord's will, she find out she an Israelite. But the point is, she's saying open up and talk about it. Talk to other sisters. Talk to other women. And you understand that, hey, maybe you could try this, try that. That's the start. Talking about it is the point. All right? From there. All right? 2 Samuel 13, verse 1. So rape is equivalent to murder. That's what that is. So sister, brother, the Bible is saying the person who got raped is not at fault for anything. The person who did it, that's the person who at fault, and that person will be judged. That's what the Bible is saying, if they don't repent. So how do you deal with that when it happens? Read that. 2 Samuel 13, start at 1.
2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 1.
Come on.
And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister,
Okay.
whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, the son of David, loved her. And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister, Tamar, for she was a virgin. And Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
Mm-hmm.
But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab.
So Amnon had a wicked friend. He wanted to end up sleeping with his sister, and he finna tell him how to do it. Read.
The son
Yep,
of,
I know it's a crazy story. Read.
the son of Shemaiah, David's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonadab was a very subtle man. And
Meaning he was very tricky, crafty, coming up with schemes to get what he want. Read.
and he said unto him, Why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day?
So why are you so sad, leaning from day to day? Go ahead, read kind of fast for me.
Wilt thou not tell me? And Amnon said unto him, I love Tamar.
You say, I love Tamar. Do we really love her? No, he in his lust. He's desiring, he's coveting, he's in that wicked state of mind of wanting something he should not want. Go ahead.
My brother Absalom's sister.
My brother Absalom's sister. Go ahead.
And Jonadab said unto him, Lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight.
So this is the plan. Act like you sick. Ask the king, King David, to let Tamar come in and bring me some food, and this is what you do. This is wicked ass friend coming up with a scheme so he can take advantage of his sister. Go ahead.
That I may see it and eat it at her hand. So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand.
All right, so that's the plan. That's the plan. Jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10. And Amnon said unto Tamar,
So she came on in, and he said to her what?
Bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat.
So she ain't thinking nothing. She thinks she's going to see her brother. He's sick, going to take care of him, things like that. Innocent story, innocent sister. Because sometimes we can say, hey, sister's being fast. They're out there in the streets. Or like a reference of Dinah. She went out to the city. She was trying to be seen. She had a different spirit on her. But right here, Tamar, you can say, well, she was a sister. She wasn't out there. She was, say, innocent, wholesome sister. Just a bad situation happened to her. Read.
That I may eat of thine hand.
Come on.
And Tamar took the cakes which she had made and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother.
If y'all got some AI pictures, y'all can put them in too. Go ahead.
And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said unto her, Come lie with me, my sister.
Go ahead.
And she answered him, Nay, my brother, do not force me.
Do not what?
Force me.
Back to Deuteronomy 22. I think verse 27. You ain't got to turn back. Do not force me. So this wicked nigga is about to force his sister and sleep with her. Force her, rape. Read.
For no such thing ought to be done in Israel.
She's trying to talk some sense into this nigga, this Negro. This should not be done. Read.
Do not thou this folly. And I, whether shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel.
Go ahead.
Now,
so she talking to him, trying to get some type of way out of this by speaking something to this dude. Read.
Now therefore I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from thee. Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice.
He hit the devil on him. He wasn't trying to hear nothing. Go ahead.
But being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her.
Go ahead.
Then Amnon hated her exceedingly.
So after he slept with her, got what he wanted, he hated her. All this stemmed back from hatred. I want you to understand the underlying root of all this. Murder, hatred, rape, hatred, coveting. Stem back from that thing of hatred. Read.
So that he hated wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her.
So after he got what he wanted, that love which he quote unquote had turned into pure hatred. Go ahead.
And Amnon said unto her.
Remember, the Lord said this is as murder, because you are killing that spirit. That spirit has been damaged now. Read.
And Amnon said unto her, Arise, be gone. And she said unto him, There is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than the other that thou didst unto me.
She's saying, now that you finna put me away, this is more evil than what you just did, nigga. Read.
But he would not hearken unto her. Then he called his servant that ministered unto him and said, Put now this woman
He
out.
grabbed his servant because his servants was wicked. They ain't running there and stop it. They was right along with him. They said, well, he the king's son. He a prince. We can't do nothing. Read. So he called his servants in and say, hey, put her out. Go ahead.
Put now this woman out from me and bolt the door
And
after
lock
her.
the door behind her. Wicked as hell. Now let's settle in on the trauma that Tamar has to deal with after this. Let's settle in on the mindset, the mental things she would deal with after this, right? Because sisters come in and things have happened to them. They're trying to repent, but that damage has been done. Now what? Read.
And she had a garment of diverse colors upon her. For with such robes were the king's daughters that were virgins apparelled.
So she used to wear these, colorful garments, colorful dresses. That was their, thing to wear. The king's daughter, the virgins would wear these things. Go ahead.
Then his servant brought her out and bolted the door after her.
Read.
And Tamar put ashes on her head.
So you see it now, she's dealing with the trauma. Obviously, this is going to be a hard situation for her. She did what?
And Tamar put ashes on her head and rent her garment of diverse colors that was on her, and laid her hand on her head, and went on crying.
So she cried, she wept, she was jacked up after this. The trauma, the effects of that happening didn't just go right away. We read it, boom, and we think, okay, dang, it's over. But the effects of that lingered with her. We got to understand that. How did she overcome that? Read.
And Absalom, her brother, said unto her, Have Amnon thy brother been with thee?
So he knew something was wrong with his sister. She probably run around the palace crying. He seen, hey, what's going on, sis? Stop. Come here. What's going on? Did Amnon lay with you? Something happened. I've seen a spirit on him. Did something happen? Go ahead.
But hold now thy peace, my sister. He is thy brother. Regard not this thing. So Tamar remained desolate in her brother Absalom's house. But when King David heard,
so she ended up staying with her brother Absalom. Now she stayed around him. Absalom kept a close eye on her. Go ahead.
But when King David heard of all these things, he was very wroth. And Absalom spake unto his brother Amnon, neither good nor bad.
So he just stayed neutral. He didn't want to tip his brother off about nothing. He didn't speak good or bad about his brother that just done that. Go ahead.
For Absalom hated Amnon because he had forced his sister Tamar.
So now he hated his brother Amnon. Do Absalom and Amnon, brothers, Absalom hated is he justified in hating his brother right there? Hatred is wrong, but look what he just did. Look what he just did. The Bible say, be ye angry and sin not. He got a damn good reason to be mad. You just raped my sister? Okay. You got to understand, this brother loved his sister. Talking about Absalom. He say what? And Absalom hated Amnon because he had forced his sister Tamar. All right, so after that, we got to understand the judgment. The judgment of, go back to Deuteronomy 22. So what's going to happen to the man who did it? What happened to the man who did it? I should say it like that. Deuteronomy 22. The trauma Tamar went through is Didn't just go right away. Deuteronomy 22, verse 27.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 27. For he found her.
No, I mean 26.
Verse 26. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. Read.
There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.
Uh-huh.
For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter.
That's what happened. Meaning, like, it was a situation of murder. Spiritual murder has happened, basically. That's what's going on. Go to 2 Samuel 13, 29. 2 Samuel 13, verse 29.
Yes, sir. 2 Samuel.
Jump back, go back to Deuteronomy 22 real fast. I want one part. Deuteronomy 22, 25. Jump back up.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die.
Under Moses, that was the judgment. Sometimes, even today, when things happen, and like, dang, why that brother died? What happened to this? We don't know what that brother had going on in the world. He was a rapist, a molester, this, that, and God passed judgment. That brother never repented because that judgment of you rape someone, God had it written. That's like murder. You killed them, you got to be judged now. And the judgment was death. Death. So let's see what happened to Amnon. 2 Samuel 13, 29. 28.
2 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 28.
Come on.
Now Absalom had commanded his servants, saying.
Now this the brother who had took his sister in, and hey, he said, come stay with me. This Absalom who was looking after his sister after Tamar, after the thing had happened. Read.
Mark ye now when Amnon's heart is merry with wine.
So Absalom then devised a plan. Remember, he's angry. He's hating his brother Amnon for this. So what's finna happen? Absalom is setting up a plot. Remember, Tamar is still dealing with her trauma. I'm pretty sure she didn't get over that in a week, a month, maybe a couple years. I don't know. Story just ends like that with her being talked about. Go ahead.
And when I say unto you, smite Amnon.
Hold on. What? Read the top of the verse again. Let's get the thought.
Now Absalom had commanded his servants.
So he's setting up a plot with his servants. Remember, these are princes. This is going on in the household of King David. After King David committed adultery with Bathsheba, all these chain of events have begun to happen in his house. His daughter got raped. His son finna kill his other son for raping his daughter. Sin is a blockchain of events, a domino effect. Read.
Now Absalom had commanded his servants, saying, Mark ye now when Amnon's heart is merry with wine. And when I say unto you, smite Amnon, then kill him. Fear not. Have not I commanded you?
Look, I commanded you. Fear not, be courageous, don't worry about nothing. I'm sending you to do this. He putting a hit out on his brother for raping his sister. In his mind, hey, I'm justified in doing this. I'm angry. Look what happened. What do you expect me to do as a man? What do you mean? I'm angry. Read.
Be courageous and be valiant. And the servants of Absalom did unto Amnon as Absalom had commanded. Then all the king's sons arose, and every man gat him up upon his mule and fled. And it came to pass while they were in the way that tidings come to David, saying, Absalom hath slain all the king's sons, and there is not one of them left.
Absalom then killed all the king's sons. Absalom took them out. Hatred, the root of hatred, the sin of hatred, caused all these chain of events. That's what happened. All right, so when you read it, Tamar, you got to think, well, dang, was she happy to see her brother die? Was she happy? Like, I'm glad that he raped me. To hell with him. We got to think that Tamar, she's a daughter. Give me 2 Corinthians 6:18. She's a daughter of the Lord, meaning the Lord knew her spirit. And you may think, well, why God let her go through that? Why God, let me go through this? A lot of times things that happen to us, And we got to understand, we can't let things that we go through stop keeping God's commandments. I'm going to say it again slow. We can't let the things that we go through turn us from God. And a lot of times, the things that we go through, we will blame God. For the evil in this world, we'll blame God for. Oh, God, let me go through this. No, the sin, the evil in this world, us not keeping God's commandments is what caused all of this. And we don't ever consider that point. Read that right there.
2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 18.
Yep.
And will be a father unto you.
Read.
And ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Almighty.
God say they're going to be my sons and daughters. So Tamar wasn't a daughter of God? Yeah, she was. She was definitely a daughter of God. So you had to think, well, did she know the law? She knew the law because she trying to tell her brother, hey, bro, don't do this. And then after the Negro slept with her, go back after the Negro slept with her, she was like, listen, just keep me as your woman now. Don't put me out. Most women be like, hell no, nigga, leave me alone. I never want to see you. Her mind had to be on some type of understanding of she knew the commandments. Go back. Verse 16.
2 Samuel 13, verse 16.
Come on.
And she said unto him.
So this is Tamar speaking after the event happened. Like I was saying, she's a daughter of God. She had to have some type of sense of the law, the commandments, right? And she could have been like, why God let this happen to me? This, that, this, the Lord has things in our life happen. Like I say, the Lord ain't going to put on you more than you can bear. The Lord knew her spirit. She gonna be caught up in this chain of events, but she will be able to get through that. She will be able to be strong to help another sister. She will be able to show strength in other ways that will help other women. Something like that. We don't never consider those things. It don't say she cursed God. It don't say she start being a lesbian after this. 'Cause a lot of sisters end up doing that. Something happened. I hate men. It don't say she did that. Read.
And she said unto him.
So she had to have some sense of the commandments, because why she say this?
There is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater.
So she said, you finna send me away after you didn't rape me, force me. This evil of sending me away, read,
is greater than the other that thou didst unto me.
This finna be more evil by you sending me away. Read.
But he would not hearken unto her.
This Negro had the devil on him. And guess what? Because he didn't repent, the judgment was he got put to death. By who? His own brother. For being angry. Was he justified being angry? Yeah, his brother was. He just raped his sister. So we got to understand. I'm not saying go out there and avenge your death. I'm not saying go out there and kill somebody. Don't do that. The Lord has to move his hand in all situations. Right here, Tamar did not curse God. She didn't say curse God and die. She didn't say to hell with God, I'm not finna keep these commandments. She didn't say I'm finna start laying with women. I hate men because this happened to me. Let's be real. It's a touchy subject. I told you from the beginning. It's finna be we finna ruffle some feathers. But it's all in love. Brothers, sisters, it's all in love.
Bring it out.
All right? My man, you in there. You all right with me, bro. We got one man in there doing everything. He doing everything. Sound bites, putting up articles and everything. All right. From there. This is a very serious topic. Because a lot of these things happen in the black community, Hispanic community, and we need things like this. All right? Talk about these things. All right, think about this. We can't let bad experiences turn us from God. And we can't blame God for it. It's the really what I put. It's the evil in this world. To keep it plain. Think about what Christ went through. Get Luke 23:32. Luke 23:32. So justified of being angry. How do you let that go? We finna pull up an article after this. Matter of fact, let's get the article right now. Get that article on. Get that article of the first article you got. No, the second one. Holding a grudge is bad for your health. Yo, come down. Come. Read that.
Holding a grudge is bad for your health.
I know you don't want to hear that right now. If you're angry, you got a grudge against somebody. I know you don't want to hear that. Go ahead.
Here's how to finally let go.
How to finally let it go.
Letting it go is not as easy as Elisa.
Letting it go is not as easy as Elisa from Frozen
would have you believe, but it is worth the effort.
Go ahead. Come on down. We'll start at the top. Come on down. It's worth the effort. How? How is it worth the effort? Stop right there. Read that.
You're really pissed at someone, like beyond angry, and the way you feel is totally justified.
The point we went over those situations was justified in being angry. We say, okay, they did something to me. I got a right to be mad at them. This is what we're going over right now. Then we're going to get to some of us just mad at somebody and they ain't done nothing to your ass. But right now, these folks, they done something to you. How I let it go when they done something to me. Go ahead.
Given what that person did, literally anyone would agree that you have every right to be livid. In fact, the 37 people with whom you share your betrayal.
So she going over, a point about how you can, tell other people about what happened, and everybody you tell, they would say, hey, yeah, I'll be mad at that too. You was betrayed. You shared your betrayal with 37 other people. You told them your story. They all say, hey, yeah, you got a right to be mad. Come on down. Right there.
Another big reason we hold onto anger is because whatever took place was so awful that we were traumatized by it.
Mm-hmm.
We may not think about lingering feelings of rage over a major traumatic betrayal, such as abuse.
Abuse, getting beat. You got verbal abuse. You got sexual abuse. Read.
Or cruelty, as holding a grudge.
I want to read that part again. Say, we may not think about lingering feelings of rage over a major traumatic betrayal, such as abuse or cruelty, as holding a grudge. But it can be viewed that way. Read.
Expecting to be able to let something like that go, even after decades, is not always possible because of PTSD.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Or of lingering effects. It is very important that the client has time to process the anger. Get to know the effects of the injustice.
So sometimes we got to process what has happened. Hey, this happened to me. This is a dramatic experience. Right? Read.
To settle down emotionally, says right. Right. Once a person has had the time to process the trauma and the effects of that trauma,
read,
has new insights into what has happened to the client as a result of trauma.
So you can tell she's a therapist. Some of y'all the Bible, you just can't learn to use the Bible as therapy through the stories and what you must do. You got to have the white man couch and the white man therapy. So we trying to bring some articles, some different things, to show with the Bible how to get through these things. First, we got to process what has happened. Mentally, we got to get through the emotions of the anger, the ups and downs, the lingering effects. So lingering effects of a sister being traumatically sexually abused. She may got problems in her marriage. The husband touch her. Oh, God, don't touch me. What have you been? You been too rough. Don't touch my hair. Don't sneak up on me and give me a hug. And then the brother trying to be affectionate, she's not affectionate. These are lingering effects of traumatic experiences. You really haven't let that go. If you still battling that, sis, you haven't let that go. Those are lingering effects. Those get through the mental day-to-day and facing those emotional things that has to be faced, has to be talked about. Like the first video of the sister, she said opening up was the first thing, talking to someone. Right? Talk to other women. You ain't got to come talk to us. Talk to other sisters. You got plenty of elder sisters, been, married for a long time, been through ups and downs. Probably didn't go through what you went through. Probably did go through what you went through. All right, read that article, finish it out. Come down. Once a person has had time, stop right there. Put the cursor on it if you can see where I'm at. Once a person,
Yes, sir.
yep, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Once a person has had time to process the trauma and the effects of that trauma, has new insights into what has happened to the client as a result of trauma.
Come on.
And if the client is ready, it only is then that we start with the work of forgiveness.
It says, and if the client is ready, you got to be ready to face these things, mentally prepared to, hey, get yourself emotionally ready to revisit these topics so you can get through them. I ain't saying talk about it every damn day. I ain't saying every time you call us, sis, hey, sis, what's going on? Oh, I'm just still going through it. And it's the 10th conversation on this. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you really talking about it because you haven't talked about it. And you're trying to talk about it to get past it. Sometimes folks will talk about stuff to bring other people down. Talk about stuff to have a pity party, feel sorry for me. And you know damn well if you're doing it. And then sometimes, in sincerity, you're trying to talk about it to get past it. That's the whole point. All right, come on down. Read that.
Effects. It just plain doesn't feel good to be mad all the time, which is why most of the time we try not to. Grudges are energizers for the negative, says in Wright. It can also keep you stuck in the past.
Keep you what?
Stuck in the past.
Grudges will keep you stuck in the past, not forgiving, letting it go, keep you stuck in the past. And if something keep you stuck in the past, that something has power over you. If something keep you stuck in the past, that something, give me Philippians 3:13. That something has power over you. And I know me, will help me get past a lot of things that I say, damn, I don't want to give nothing that power. I don't want to give nothing power over me. You can drop it. Philippians 3:13.
Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13.
Yep.
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind.
Forgetting what?
Forgetting those things which are behind.
You have to first talk about it, process the trauma, get through the emotions, and then what?
Forgetting those things which are behind.
Paul said we got to get to the point where we let those things go. Because if we don't, that has power over us. And those lingering effects, you can't have a happy marriage. You don't trust nobody. Everybody's the bad guy. I hate black men. Black men never protected me. My daddy wasn't there for me. How can you love me, black man? Bro, you got thousands of black men rising up saying, men, take care of your households. Love your wives. Get married. You got thousands of black men coming back now saying, hey, we got to get our lives right. You seeing it now. Saviors are being risen up. We're coming back to our rightful state as the Israelite man. So you can't say all black men are bad. You can't say no black man is trying. Ain't no good Israelite man. Ain't no good Hispanic man. There are. Read it again.
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do.
Read.
Forgetting those things which are behind. And reaching forth.
Reaching what?
Reaching forth unto those things which are before.
That's how you process these things and start to look forward and get past the things of what happened. Tamar, who got raped by her brother, did she have to get past those things? We got to read in between the lines now. Give me Luke 23:32. Let's compare one thing. Let's compare some things. Let's compare. What did Christ go through? He was beaten, spit on. He was crucified. He went through it. He was marred more than any man. So let's see what he did. Luke 23:32.
Luke 23 verse 32. And there were also two other malefactors,
come on.
led with him to be put to death. And
Start at verse 21. Listen to this. Let's listen to what Christ went through and what he had to end up saying at the end. Excuse me. Let's look at what Christ went through, and let's look at what he had to end up saying in the end. Come on.
Luke chapter 23, verse 21. But they cried, saying, Crucify him.
These black folks now, these are his own people. Crucify him. Crucify him. What the hell? That's supposed to be my brother and my kindred. Read.
And he said unto them the third time, Why? What evil hath he done?
This is the white man, Herod. Say, hold up, what this man done? Let's think about the storyline now. Who is ruling at this time? Rome. They went to Pilate, Herod. They said what?
And he said,
Yeah, he said what?
And he said unto them the third time, Why? What evil hath he done?
Read.
I have found no cause of death in him.
Read.
I will therefore chastise him and let him go.
Look, I'll beat him and I'll let him go. Read.
And they were instant with loud voices, requiring that he might be crucified.
Read.
And the voices of them and of the chief priests prevailed.
Read. This is his own people, Christ's own people.
And Pilate gave sentence.
That don't mean everybody rejected Christ. He did have some who believed on him, but his own people said put him to death. Read.
And Pilate gave sentence that it should be as they required.
Pilate said, okay, y'all want it this way? All right.
And he released unto them him that for sedition and murder was cast into prison.
Jump down to verse 33.
Verse 33. And when they were come to the place which is called Calvary, there they crucified him, and the malefactors,
And the malefactors.
and the malefactors, one on the right hand and the other on the left.
So he got crucified, beat, skin ripped off his beard ripped off his face, flesh torn, beat, traumatic experience. What did he say?
Then said Jesus, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
That takes some great humility. That takes some great humility. I wonder if Tamar in the end forgave her brother. I wonder if she said, nah, to hell with that nigga. Kill him again, Absalom. Go, give me a chance to spit on him while he dead down there. Hey, you got to think about the in-between the lines on a lot of these stories. That's what I like to do. Shout out to Bishop Yawasop, Bishop Nathaniel, Bishop Kanai. They really, experienced teachers. And I be really trying to pattern myself after, hey, you know what? You got to get into the crevices of all this. The stories, the in-between the lines. Tamar said, hell no. He raped me, kill that nigga. Spit on him, set him on fire, let me see it. Thank God he's gone. Or did she say in her mind, I wish my brother, I pray the Lord have mercy on him. He had the devil on him. Or sisters in the body say, you know what, I went through that when I was younger. I can't give that situation power over me now. I'm a new creature in Christ. 2 Corinthians 5:17. I'm a new creature in Christ. How can I get stronger from this? There was an evil thing I went through. We live in an evil world. Thank God that I'm still alive to know I'm an Israelite. I wonder how the process of the mind is going. Now we finna move on now. Read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
Read.
Old things.
What?
Old things are
Read.
passed away.
You ain't that same woman no more. You ain't that same man no more. If you was a murderer, you ain't that same person no more. You was an adulterer, you ain't that same person no more. If you was a lewd person, perverseness was on your mind, you ain't that same person no more. Old things are passed away. Read.
All things are become new.
All right, let's drop that. That was some great humility Christ had to show. Let's go over adultery now. Deuteronomy 22:22. Go ahead and settle in. I got a few examples, and I got a little time. A few examples in a little time. Getting over hatred. How do I really let it go? Process these things. The mental challenges day to day. Do I really want to lose the kingdom of heaven? Do I really want to lose my peace of mind? Why am I giving this so much thought? That thought is living in my head rent free. Hell no. Get out my brain. Get out my thought process. Let that go. That's how I be thinking. And I had to check myself one time. Like, dang, why am I thinking about this so much? I gotta let this go. You be mad about something. Maybe your wife says something. Maybe your brother says something. Maybe you got corrected. Like, dang, why am I thinking about this so much? I'm ready to let this go. I don't want to think about it. And genuinely let it go and be done with it. And then you see that person, y'all cool. And another way you know, if you still got lingering hatred or some type of issue there, when you see that brother or sister, you feel something. You got like a little, your stomach tense up, your heart drop, or you get a little mad. Maybe your palms get sweaty. Something happened. You got a physical effect going on when you see that person. You really ain't let it go. Wife see the husband, she really ain't let it go. She still kind of squint the eye. She still kind of, you know what I'm saying? You ain't married yet. You don't know. You only wait on it. We go through these things, right? We're going to get to it. Deuteronomy 22:22.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 22.
Another justified of being angry, but how do you let it go? Deuteronomy 22:22.
If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put evil from Israel.
So adultery. Somebody end up sleeping with your wife, the brother mad. Pull that video up.
One of the most hurtful things that men have to deal with, or some men have dealt with, I hope if you never dealt with it, I hope you never do, is to find out that your wife is cheating on you. And then you catch them in the act. You catch them, what they're doing, right? Case in point, this one brother, he's caught his wife, but I want you to check this out.
So this is with my lawyers. We've been together for 5 years, and I found out that she's been cheating for the last 7 months. And so now what I want to do is I want to confront her and ask her if she's been cheating with me. I want her to be upfront with me. If she's not, marriage is over. That's it. I'm done.
Check it. Play on.
Before I get started, fellas, if she's cheating on you, it's over.
Thank you.
It's over.
Thank you.
As a man, you can't take a woman back that laid down with another man.
Stop. The man in the world said it. Brother in the world know your wife sleep with somebody else, kiss somebody else, it's over. Hug another nigga, it's over. Yeah. What you mean? Hug another nigga, it's over. I'm okay. Brothers be like, shout out to Deacon. He did a class, Not Defiled with Women Part 2. Deacon Malachi. Y'all don't talk. Not Defiled Women Part 2. And on the class, he was saying, even the captains was saying, brothers think you gotta literally see it go in. You don't want to see it go in. I didn't see it go in. Is that too graphic? That was too graphic. That wasn't too graphic. You gotta literally see it go in. No, bruh. If she texting another dude, her mind is gone. She's, engulfed, sending nude pics. It's over. Meeting up out for lunch and they talking and they flirting and hey, it's over. It's over. Play on. Don't see it go in. Don't do that. You're gonna be traumatized. You're gonna be traumatized. Now we dealing with your trauma for life. Go ahead. So you can tell right now the brother's soft. I ain't confronting my wife. Bye. Just you finna show up and your shit. Excuse me. You finna show up and your stuff is already packed and the U-Haul. The locks changed. Huh? What you mean? What happened? Oh, you don't know? Go talk with your. Yeah. Play that.
Tainted. She is not your woman no more. She has been touched by somebody else. Well, let's continue.
All right.
Did he pat himself on the chest?
You okay? Hey, so, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What? Don't worry about it. I was just doing something.
Oh, like a TikTok or something?
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, where were you 4 weeks ago?
4 weeks ago, when? It's like a vague.
When you went on that you said you were going to that place, that spot, that little food spot with Raven.
Oh, yeah. The white bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven. And we went shopping.
Were you really there? You sure about that?
Sisters, if you didn't know, brothers, sisters will lie. And they will believe that lie. They'll make up a lie. Sisters, they will make up a lie and believe their lie. Play.
About 3 weeks ago with Sarah.
3 weeks ago. Oh, when we went swimming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with her too. Why are you acting like that though?
Okay.
I told you this.
All right.
I want to figure out what kind of TikTok video this is.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago you were going to that spot out a couple miles out with Brianna, right?
2 weeks. Okay, so we went from 4 weeks to 3 weeks. So 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah, we went to the spa. That Asian spa was
Okay.
I wanted to go to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that 24-hour one.
That's enough.
What?
Why don't you just tell me who you're seeing?
I'm not seeing anyone. Why are you asking? That's a stupid question.
Who's Rick?
It's your brother.
I have a brother named Rick.
Or your cousin or whatever.
It's not my cousin.
Why are you asking these questions? This is
Now she deflecting. She said your brother, then your cousin or whatever. Why are you asking me these questions? So when you start hearing these words, matter of fact, you shouldn't even be in a situation. Don't, if you know she's cheating, I told you what to do. Just pack a shit and go. I'm telling you, bro, just do that. Just do that. Go ahead.
Cheating on me, and I was trying to see if you would come forward.
They never gonna come forward.
I'm an actual person. Okay, so those messages in your phone where you were saying, "Oh, I love you. Oh, this is the best I've ever had. Oh man, I feel sore."
Why would you be going through my phone, first of all, like that?
Oh my God.
Thank you.
My God.
Bruh, I'm like this same thing. Play on. I want to hear real quick. Play it.
You imagine fellas reading that message? I feel sore. Oh man.
All right, stop the simp mind. And in breaking the simp mind, we have to understand the woman is not equal to you. Period. That don't mean she a slave. That don't mean she crawling around the floor. You always got to preface that she's just not equal to us. Period. She got to know she was made for you. Anything, if you keep that mindset, you will say the right thing. You will move the right way. I had to learn it. I'm telling you, I had to learn it. You got to accept it. I'm telling you, breaking the simp mind. Trying to help you, bro. So this situation right here, a brother being justified for being angry that his wife cheated on him. So adultery. Remember, all this stemmed from hatred. She hated that brother. She didn't love him. But I want to go ahead and touch this video because this is a good one right here. Play that video. Then we're going to get Proverbs 6:32.
Accept it, Max. Accept it. She's not your woman. She's a community broad.
Now, you know this back like in the 60s this an old school video. This one of them old school Thundercats. You got to accept it, Max. She ain't your bro. Accept it. And it's a hard reality. We think they just some sweet little angels. She'll never do no wrong. She can't be a whore. No. Beyonce said it best. With that song, Church Girl, she'll drop it like a thotty. I'm telling you. The church girls, boy, I'm telling you. They be the bird. Anyway, play the video. Play it.
You gotta start accepting, Max. Accept it. She's not your woman. She's a community broad. She's anybody's woman, Max. Accept it. She is not your woman. Say she's not your woman, Max. She is not yours. She is any man that can have her, Max. She is not yours. Accept the fact, Max. You don't have a woman. You got to help yourself, Max. You got to help yourself. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. You're gonna split, Max.
Help yourself. Fuck her. She's out in the street. She ain't working.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Help yourself.
Does it hurt?
How much?
It hurt. Does it hurt? It hurts.
Make me feel how much you hurt. Hurts a lot.
It hurts a lot. Hey, go ahead, cut it. Give me Proverbs 30 and 20. We got to understand. I know I said go Proverbs 30 and 20. Get there real quick. I got to move a little faster. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 20. These women are lie. It got some whorish women out there. You got to accept it. I'm going to tell you something. My daddy told me, and it really messed me up. You just growing up. You know your daddy tell you stuff. He took me to the mall, this and that. He was like, son, you got to realize, you with a woman, she may be talking to you. He said this. He say, it's all right to talk to a woman. She talking to somebody else because she may got one dude who her first love. This is what my daddy told me. And then she may got one who she just like. And then she may like you because, you just cool. She just like how you roll. So she may be dealing with 3 at one time. And, women like that. I'm like 8 years old. I remember this vividly. And I'll tell him, hey, you remember you told me this, daddy? He like, I told you that. I'm like, yeah, you used to tell me a lot of stuff. Like, man, yeah, I shouldn't have told you that. But as a kid, my daddy was a player, whoremonger, and I used to see him go by women's houses from one woman to the next. We'll just be in the car riding. And I'm telling you, get traumatized as a man. But if you don't know this about women, it'll mess your brain up. You got to know this about women. The Bible going to tell us. Read that.
Proverbs chapter.
And my daddy was trying to expose me to that. He told me. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman.
This is her way, her actions. Read.
She eateth and wipeth her mouth.
An adulterous woman, come on now, adultery is what? She's sleeping around with somebody else. So it ain't talking about physically eating. It's talking about what? She eateth and what?
And wipeth her mouth.
She giving oral and wipeth her mouth. Oh, she done went down on somebody else, but you want to see her actually doing it. She ain't do it, dog. She ain't do it. Oh, yeah, she did it. She did it. She did it.
Like, I'm a whore.
Help yourself, Max. Come on, Max. Help yourself. We trying to help you, bro. It is what it is. Read.
And saith, I have done no wickedness.
That what the girl was saying in the video. Why would you checking my phone? What you mean? Why would you even think what? She was denying. She say, I have done no wrong. Sisters will do that. All right, drop that. She'll wipe her mouth and say, I ain't done no wrong. Proverbs 6:32. Hatred. I got to move a little faster. Hatred. Proverbs 6:32.
Proverbs.
So if a man don't understand a woman can be this treacherous, he will end up doing some dumb stuff. He'll end up killing behind a woman. He'll end up going to prison behind a woman. 1 Ezra 4. I got to get it. You know what I want? 1 Ezra 4. And think about it. If a man sleep with another man's wife, that man got a right to be angry. I'm telling you right now, I got some jacked up stories for growing up. I wasn't right. My daddy just jacked me up. My mama jacked me up. I grew up in a black household just like you did. You jacked up too, damn it. We all in here trying to get right. My daddy told me one time he was sleeping with a dude girl, and then he at the club and he met the dude. He said he knew the dude was a punk. And my daddy, my size, goddamn. My daddy, my size. He a little dude, but he crazy. Yeah. Tell it, it's one of them. It's one of them, bro. You won't point with the sound bites. He was in the military and everything. He crazy, but he did his best to raise me. He said, "Stop the music. I'm trying to tell a damn story." Story time. He said, "I knew the dude was a punk, cause when I met the dude, was all at the club. Me, him, and this girl. I said, I talked to him, cause this girl was trying to get the dude to come down. Like, hey, it ain't nothing. This just my friend. This just my friend. His name such and such." So my daddy walked up to the dude. He said, "I walked up to him." He said, "Hey man, I'm such and such. Ain't nothing going on between me, and we just grew up together." He said, "I'm just trying to calm him down." He said, "I knew the dude was weak because right then he should have punched me in He said he should have punched me in the face." He said, "If a dude do that," I'm telling you, my daddy said it just like that. He said, "I knew the dude was weak because he should have did this to me." He knew I was messing with his girl, and for me to walk up on him like that, he said, "Yeah, I knew I had him." Yeah, crazy as hell, I know, right? Read that.
1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women.
Read.
And become servants for their sakes.
Read.
Many also have perished.
Many have died.
Have erred.
Have made errors.
And sinned.
And many have sinned.
For women.
For women. Adultery. Go back. The lustful spirit. Woo! It'll get you. What Bishop say? The nappy dugout. The wet box. Tear the world down. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 32.
Come on.
But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
So we got to understand, when a person commits adultery with a woman, lacks understanding. That's what the Bible say. The person that committed adultery, they lack understanding. It's really, they don't understand the depths of this. What you finna do, you finna break down this household. You finna destroy this woman. You finna destroy her kids if she got kids. It's finna be a ripple effect of traumatizing events. Because the kids gonna grow up knowing their mama she slept around. The man gonna be traumatized. You might get put to death by the man who jealous because he's so weak. He think the woman just a sweet little angel. She will never do nothing wrong. Read.
He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
Read.
A wound and dishonor shall he get.
So that you're going to get that dishonor of being an adulterer. Read.
And his reproach shall not be wiped away.
Read.
For jealousy is
What?
for jealousy is the rage of a man.
Is the rage of what man? The man who you committed adultery with his wife against. Meaning you sleep with my wife, I get mad. Don't I got a right to be mad? I sleep with your wife. You get mad. Don't you got a right to be mad? Yes. Yes. You got a right to that. So if something happens, a lot of people have died behind women, went to jail behind women, killed behind women. All this stemmed from the spirit of hatred. All this stemmed from that. All right, so from there, go to, keep reading.
Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance.
He ain't gonna spare in the what?
In the day of vengeance.
He's angry, he's mad, he has vengeance on his brain. He hates you now because of what? You hated him in coveting his wife and slept with her. And she so damn wicked, she gave into it. She hated her husband and gave into another man. Hatred, a stirring pot stew. It's a gumbo of hatred. That's down south, we eat that gumbo. You know, righteous gumbo now. You know gumbo? You don't know about no gumbo. Anyway, they got it's a famous dish in Louisiana. And then, you know, it kind of spread across the world. You got the rice, you got your right now your righteous what meats in there. You got sausage, you got turkey, you got whatever. It's gumbo, damn it. It's like a stew. It's a gumbo of hatred, a stew of hatred, pot brewing, and that's what it calls a chain of events. All right, hatred in marriage now. Deuteronomy 22:13. Deuteronomy 22:13.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 13.
Come on.
If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her.
And what?
And hate her.
Remember, how do we let it go? How we really overcame hatred. Do I still have secret hatred? Now we're going to touch on hatred in marriage. Where does it talk about that in the Bible? Read.
And give occasions of speech against her.
So he don't like his wife for whatever reason, and he give occasion, start talking bad about her. Hey man, she wasn't a virgin. She you know, I fell in there when I went in. I fell in. It was a ditch. Go ahead.
And bring up an evil name upon her.
Right, read.
And say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid.
Go ahead.
Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity.
Go ahead. So the father and mother say, no, she was a virgin. We got, you know, the cloth of what the blood is on when the hymen broke. No, you took her as a virgin, bro. Stop lying on my daughter. Go ahead.
Unto the elders of the city.
And why would he lie on her? Why? Because he hate her. For some reason, he found out something about it he didn't like. So their love turned into hate. Read.
And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife.
Read.
And he hateth her.
He what?
He hateth her.
He hated her. The Lord don't like that hatred in marriage. We was being evil and wicked as men, bringing up false reports on our wives, hating our wives. That's what the brother did right here. Oh, she ain't a virgin. Started talking about her. The father and mother had to step in and say, hold on, what you mean? Read.
And lo, he have given occasions of speech against her.
What verse you at?
Verse 17.
Read.
saying, I found not thy daughter a maid.
So now he lying on it. He broke that commandment. False, making a false witness. He been a false witness. Go ahead.
And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity.
Because we got the tokens, the proof that she was a virgin. Read.
And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
Come on.
And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him.
They're going to beat him. Read.
And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver.
So now you got to pay a fee.
And give them unto the father of the damsel, because he have brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel.
Read.
And she shall be his wife.
So he got to stay married to her. So he hated her. Now the judgment is, you found out you hated her, you lied on her, you got to, what? And she shall be his wife. Read. End of verse 19, right?
Verse 19, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days.
So in that, the marriage starts off rocky. Let's just be real. This is a bad start. Nigga, you know you lied on me. Think about what the wife say. How that's going to be when they finally get home? They already got problems from the door. He trying to lie on her and say, hey, she wasn't a virgin. She looking like, nigga, what the hell you mean? I wasn't this nigga lying on me. You got to think how she was thinking now. So she like, and the parents like, hell no. So the law say he may not put her away. So then he got to stay with her. I wonder, do they stay married, hating each other for the whole time? Pull it up. That's a good one. I wonder, do they stay married, hating each other the whole time? Or do the man say, you know what? Damn, I got to fix this. I got to fix this. Bro, this is touching home for all of us. Believe it or not, we as the men have to fix these things in our marriage. I had to learn that the hard way. I'm telling you, I had to learn it the hard way. It starts with us fixing things. The Bible say, husbands, love your wives. I can't stand her. I made a mistake. She ain't the one for me. This and that, right? Whatever we going through. I'm trying to make it relatable. This is the scripture right here. He hated her. That's what it said, right? Now you can't put her away. Oh, shit, this is going to be a long, what, 50 years, 80 years, man. It's going to be a long time. All right. We had to overcome that. So now, plots and schemes and things like this. Now, let's see on the flip side. So the man hated the woman. He couldn't put her away. That's the same thing with Exodus 22:16. Go to that real quick. That's the precept for it.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Read. That ain't the way to do it. That's a backdoor marriage. Go ahead.
If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. Thou shalt not suffer a witch.
Okay, that's it. I wanted the part where they got to stay married. That's the part I want. He can't put her away. So whatever issues they have, he don't like her, he hate her, she hate him now. They got to work that out. Got to work it out. That's what it say. So do hatred stay in the marriage? Remember, we touching on hatred now. The whole point is hatred. We're going through a lot of different examples, overcoming it, traumatizing experiences. 1 Samuel 18 and 20. 1 Samuel 18 and 20. There's going to be problems in marriages, like our leadership always say. People who've been married a long time always say. But how do you work it out? Cue that Ice Cube video up. How do you work it out? 1 Samuel 18, 20.
1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 20.
So on that last example, the man hated the wife. He lied on her, said she ain't a virgin. Now he can't put her away. How you think that went when they went home? You think she cooking for him? You think she want to clean the house? Maybe if she a righteous sister, she'll forgive him. After a couple days, couple weeks, couple years. You know, sisters will hold on to that forever. But she would have to, if she a righteous sister, she would have to get past that. Right? Yeah. I think, yes.
Message.
Hit it again.
Message.
My brother. Read that.
1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 20.
So now let's get an example of the woman having hatred for the man.
And Michal, Saul's daughter, loved David.
She what?
loved David.
A lot of times it do start out with love. Love is in the air. I like him. He like me. We proven it's on and popping. Read.
And they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. And Saul said, I will give him her, that she may be a snare to him.
So this is a plot on Saul. His daughter loved David, but Saul was plotting against David because he knew his daughter, she's going to be one of them hard to handle type of women. And he said she's going to be a snare to him. She's going to give him problems. She love him, but yeah, she going to give him problems. Go ahead. Because Saul hated David. Secret hatred. We tying all this in together. I told you we're going to be here. Sit down. Get your healthy food, snacks. Let's get the spirit, the word of God. Look at the word of God in our spirits. Let's settle in on this. Read.
And that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. Wherefore Saul said unto David, Thou shalt this day be my son-in-law in the one of these twain.
Read.
And Saul commanded his servants, saying, Commune with David secretly, and say, Behold, the king have delight in thee, and all his servants love thee. Now therefore be the king's son-in-law.
So Michal, Saul's daughter, loved David, but Saul was plotting against him. All right, another scheme of hatred. Now jump down to verse 1 Samuel 18:28.
1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 28.
Come on.
And Saul saw and knew that the Lord was with David, and that Michal, Saul's daughter, loved him.
So he saw, dang, Saul knew that the Lord was with David, and he can see his daughter love him. Jump over to 2 Samuel 6:16. Hatred in marriage. So we went over, letting go of justified hatred. Now we're talking about hatred in marriage. Hatred in marriage. That's why I'm going over these scriptures right here. Hatred in marriage. Deuteronomy 22, the man hated his wife. He lied on her, gave her evil speech against her. He hated her. He had to stay married to her. How did they work that out? Now Saul gave his daughter Michal to David. She loved him. She loved him. Now look at this verse right here.
2 Samuel chapter 6 and verse 16.
Come on.
And as the ark of the Lord came into the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window.
So some time have passed. The butterflies gone. They was together. They wham bam and had all the sparks flying. Now David coming back from war, and he dancing. He in a good spirit. And what happened?
And Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord. And she despised him in her heart.
Whoa, I thought she loved him. In the last verse we read, right? 1 Samuel 18:28. No, hold on. 2 Samuel 6:16 now saying she despised him. Read.
And they brought in the ark of the Lord and set it in his place, in the midst of the tabernacle that David had pitched for it. And David offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord.
Jump down to verse 19.
And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel.
So David came back, gave offerings, gave everybody food. Verse 20.
Then David returned to bless his household. And Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said,
What'd she say?
How glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids and his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered himself.
Okay, you reading very dead. She did not say it like that. She was very sarcastic. She said, so think about it. She despised him in verse 16. Then it said, I'm going to read it. Then David returned to bless his household. And Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, How glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself in the eyes of his handmaids and his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered himself. She was sarcastic. So what did he say?
And David said unto Michal, It was before the Lord.
He said, It was before the Lord, which chose me before thy father and before all his house to appoint me ruler over the people of the Lord, over Israel. Therefore will I play before the Lord. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be joyous. So he came back at it and said that. He said, I will be yet more vile than dust, and be more base in mine own eyes. As of the maidservants, what thou hast spoken of them, shall I be had in honor. He said, you know what? They gonna have me in honor. You ain't gonna have me in honor. Everybody who you talking about, they gonna have me in honor. You ain't gonna have me in honor. You ain't respecting me. You being despising, like it said in verse 16. And that's how it be a lot of times. The wife be at the house hating the husband, but everybody in the congregation love the husband. He do great works in the body. He got the love of the congregation. You know, he got respect. The sisters respect him in the body. The men respect him. But at the house, for some reason, no reason, the wife can't stand it. The wife can't stand it. What did David do right here to deserve that disrespect from Michal? She loved him at first now. Remember that. All right, let's move on. Genesis 29:28. Hatred in marriage. Right now, this is unjustified hatred. This is angry without a cause. Angry without a cause type of stuff. I'm just mad. He ain't, I just can't rule over him, the woman may say. He don't do what I say. He ain't supposed to. I don't want to do what he tell me to do. Why he tell me to do that? Because he's the man. He's leading. You mad at that? No, I ain't mad. You mad. You're mad. Get the spirit of Eve off of you. Get Babylon off. Go wash Babylon off for you. Right? Get you some oils and myrrh and wash Babylon off for you. Change that mindset and follow your husband. You're a Lord. I read that.
Genesis chapter 29, verse 28.
Listen to this. The Lord don't like when hatred is in marriage. The Lord don't like that. Let's look at this example. Genesis 29:28.
And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week. And he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter, Bilhah.
So Jacob, you know, he had his wives, Rachel and Leah. Read.
His handmaid to be her maid.
Read.
And he went in also unto Rachel. And he loved also Rachel more than Leah.
He what?
He loved also Rachel more than Leah.
Remember the Bible say husbands love your wives. Read.
And
that don't mean have multiple wives. I ain't saying that. Love your wife. Today's time we have one wife. Bible say love your wife. Right? Come on.
And served with him yet 7 other years. And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated.
What?
And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated.
So he loved one more than the other. And then he saw, hold up. He don't just not love her. He hate her. The Lord saw, this is our forefather Jacob. This is something, believe it or not, he had to go ahead and correct. We have to understand and read this example and say, you know what, dang, I have to learn to love my wife. I have to learn to deal with her this way. I have to learn to be patient. I'm telling y'all because this is me. I'm not exempting myself. We all have to do this as men. The Lord don't like hatred in marriage. Sister, if you reading this, you gotta say, well, dang, he hated her. So, Michal loved David at first, then she hated him. Where did the love go? Did she ever get the love back? These type of things we have to understand in the storyline. If we call ourselves righteous men and women, if we say we believe, a change has to happen. Read that. So what happened? Let's see the sense of humor of the Lord. We think God don't understand. Remember, the Lord said he know the number of hairs on our head. You don't think you know our situations, what we want, what we don't want? Are we really trying to fix something? So when he seen Leah was hated, what did God do?
He opened her womb.
He what?
He opened her womb.
Oh, you hate her? I'm going to make her have all the babies first. She's going to pop out babies for you left and right. But I hate her, Lord. I mean, I don't even want to have sex with her. Like brothers holding out on their wives. They just hate their wife so much they're going through something. The man holding out on his wife. He don't want to have sex with her. The wife actually in the spirit trying to initiate the due benevolence. I'm all right. I don't want none. And not because you tired. You really just, you got all your energy. You ain't got to, you got to go to work in the morning, but you ain't that pressed for time. You got a good hour. Yeah, it'll take you got a good hour. You know, do what? Take a shower and go back to sleep. You know? But you know, I don't want to. Come on, bro. You hate your wife. you gotta think. I gotta think to myself, dang, do I hate my wife? Am I moving wrong? Read that again.
And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated,
What verse you at? Call it and read it.
Genesis chapter 29, verse 31.
Come on.
And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb.
So the Lord got a sense of humor. Say, okay, she gonna have the babies. Read.
And Rachel was barren.
And Rachel, the one you love, I'm gonna close up her womb for a while. Yeah, you and Leah, y'all gotta work on that. So she having all the babies. Guess what she doing? She talking to him, caressing him, loving him. You know, she being a wife. Say, you know what, dang, you know what? I'm sorry, baby. I do love you. Oh, yeah, you might. Yeah, I do love you. We got to get past all that. Right? I'm pretty sure he had to. Yeah, he didn't stay hating her. He wouldn't be a righteous man if he did. Right? Read.
And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she said, surely the Lord had looked upon my affliction. Now, therefore, my husband will love me.
Whoa. So she felt that. She knew it was something different between her and her sister Rachel. Now my husband will love me. I'm giving him babies. I'm being a submissive wife. I'm doing this. He'll love me. That's how the righteous women of old rolled. That's how they move. And the men, give me Ephesians 5:26. I think that 5:25. Husbands, love your wives. Ephesians 5:20. Yeah.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25.
Come on.
Husband, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it.
Give me 1 Peter 3. It's going to say, be not bitter. Colossians 3:19. That's it. They go with that in one in Ephesians 5:25. Colossians 3:19.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 19. Husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them.
A lot of times a root of bitterness will spring up and we'll move different. Our actions will be different. And don't get me wrong, sisters can be out the spirit, but I heard a wise man tell me, if she out the spirit, you still got to move as a man of God. If she did this, a righteous man would have did this and heaped coals of fire upon her head. Meaning, let her conscience be like, oh man, he could have did that, but he moved like a man of God. She'll get it. He moved like a man of God. He spoke like a man of God. Oh man, one time you be arguing with your wife, you be like, okay, the Bible say, blessed are the peacemakers. I don't want to, be going back and forth. Do you want to be going back and forth? I really want to have peace right now. Blessed are the peacemakers, the Bible say. Whatever your grievance is, hey, it's no grievance. We can squash that. Ain't no grievance. I'm hearing you out. What you say? I got you, babe. We're going to work that out. I ain't finna be mad at you. We got to move like that. All right. So, but also, verse 18, jump up to that.
Verse 18. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
Read it again.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
Read.
As it is fit in the Lord.
That is fit in the Lord. Read 19.
Husband, love your wives.
We can't neglect that part either, because back in Deuteronomy 22, he hated his wife. Deuteronomy 22, go back and read it again, and then play that video. Deuteronomy 22. Yep.
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 16. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her.
Can't do that. We can't do that. All right, now play the video.
How long you been married?
We've been married since 92, so what is that, 32 years?
How? Like for the
We
masses?
want to be. You got to want it. I don't want nobody to have my woman. She mine. I'm hers.
What's the word that we just had somebody on? The relationship has to have staying power. Certain things in the culture has never changed. It's just all about how you are locked in with your partner. You don't stay with a person for as long as you've been with your person and can honestly say, man, every single day I wake up and it's just doves flying. And
But who in your life is it like that with? You don't like your mama every day. Some days she get on your nerves. Some day, you know, your brother. Every day ain't gonna be roses.
Yeah.
You can't expect that from your spouse. It's all about, are y'all a family or not? You know, you gotta be willing to give. And as a person that you want to give to, your time, effort, and love.
Right.
That's it. He said it. That was a good statement. I mean, sometimes folks in the world, I mean, they'll say something in line right up with the Bible. He said you gotta want it. You gotta be willing willing to give. You gotta be willing to be a family. I like that part when he say willing. Give me that 2 Maccabees 1 verse 3. I always quote this scripture. 2 Maccabees 1 verse 3. We got to have that willing mind, because a lot of times one person will be willing to work on the marriage, the other person ain't. One person will be trying to be in the spirit, the other person ain't. Or a lot of times be both out the spirit, and they ain't getting nowhere with nobody. Read that.
2 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 3. And give you all an heart to serve him and to do his will with a good courage and a willing mind.
A good courage and a willing mind. All right, give me hypnotized with hatred now. All right, now we finna get into hatred, you know, without a cause. Hatred without a cause. Hell, even though some of the marriage stuff, it don't be no cause of hatred. Yeah, give me the timestamps on that. You got the timestamps? All right, come on with it. So settle in, about to wrap it up shortly. Hatred without a cause. How do all this hatred stir up? Believe it or not, it be hatred in the congregation. The devil used hatred with us in the body, the congregation. He used hatred in our marriages. He used hatred with us, you know. That's how it be in the marriages and in the congregation. I don't think you hate yourself. Well, sometimes folks do. They got that low self-esteem and they hate themselves. So the hatred can be a personal self thing, you know. So the devil will use that tactic, that tool, to take us out. Wipe out whole congregations. Wipe out marriages. Wipe out you as an individual. Brothers say, I hate my skin. I hate that I'm dark skinned. I hate being black. I hate that we as a people had to go through this. He don't want to be, you know, he don't want to live no more. He gone. Hatred stir up in the marriage. The brother never take the lead and work on the marriage and, you know, work on it. Marriage gone. House destroyed. He no longer in the body. He got hatred for one. So a brother can have hatred for another brother in the body. He talking about the dude, the other brother, to his wife. Or every time the brother name come up, say officer such and such or captain such and such. Every time his name come up, and you got to speak on him in your household while your wife listening and your children listening, you always talk about him in a negative tone. The expression on your face ain't always favorable. They can read that you don't really like this person. Yeah, officer, yeah, all right, such and such, yeah, they cool. Huh? You change the subject. You can just see it ain't no, it's something there. The Bible says you can see the countenance change of a person on their face when they speak. The thoughts, you know what I'm talking about? The Bible talk about that. Read that real fast. I think it's Sirach 13. It's a couple places. What you got?
Sirach chapter 25 verse 17.
Yep, that's
the
it.
Wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth.
That's it too. The wickedness of a woman changes her face. I mean, it's a wicked woman in here. You can look on her face and tell she out the spirit. Or she could tell when she get around this person, her whole mood change, her whole demeanor change. Read
Sirach chapter 37 verse 17. The countenance
That's
is a
it.
sign of changing of the heart.
That's it. The countenance, the expression on your face is a sign of the changing of your mind. You can see when you talk about a person, your whole face change, your mood change, your demeanor change, and you can tell you're not really favorable to that person. And that spirit of hatred spills over in your household. Now, say a man, say the brother, he hate officer such and such, or brother such and such, or soldier such and such. You hate that person. So when that person's name is brought up in your house, or for whatever reason, that person's name is brought up, and your wife see you talking about that person, or you having to speak on that person, your spouse see that. Now she picks up that spirit from you because you the leader. Now she don't like that person either, or she don't like that person wife, or she don't like that person kids. You understand? That's how it works. The things start with the man. And the Bible said we one flesh. All right? Or this how another hatred can build up like this. I'm finna ruffle some feathers. A brother or sister be proven in the congregation. They stop proving. They end up proving somebody else. Now you hate that person who they proving. Now you mad at that sister for proving the brother you wanted to prove. Or brother, you mad at that brother because, dang, she used to like him. Why she used to like him? What about me? I'm all right, dude. And it be like that. Hatred stir up. Or let's take it to another level. Sister may be in here playing a hoe, and she ended up having a backdoor marriage with one brother. And she was talking to another brother. But now they all in the congregation together. One brother eyeing the other brother. Hatred stir up that way. They got to be let go. So now these two men get in the same body, and it's some tension there because they both know they was talking to the same sister. And somehow she ended up marrying this one. Some backdoor stuff, out of order. But now Satan will use that, and brothers will be tried, and they have to overcome that spirit of hatred. Because if it lingers, it's going to show. Now you at the camp with the brother. You having to teach. Damn, the brother got to read for me. Damn, I got to go pass out flyers with the brother. All because of some SH in the body. That's how it be. Now we're going to get tested as men now. Are we going to overcome that hatred? We're going to let a woman. That's what they say, even in the world. Now, we ain't going to follow behind no women. We ain't finna follow behind no hoes. They always used to say, nah, we ain't finna follow behind no hoes. I hate to say it. No, I don't. That's how it be. And men, as men, we can't. Ezra said it. Many have erred and sinned and perished for women. We can't make nothing bigger than the kingdom of heaven.
Bring it out.
Nothing. All right, so drop that. Let's get what I told you to get. Let's play this right here. Hypnotized with hatred. I touched on this a while back. But it was on point. Play that clip.
Right. It's facts, man. It's not what I'm speaking is facts. You know, those are the guys who would want to hurt you, those guys who've been
We got
looking
the
at
disclaimer.
you.
Make sure we put the disclaimer up when they edit the video. You know, we don't want to get flagged. It's I think about 4 or 5 years old. Y'all know Boosie. He talking about being, hated, and he touched on some stuff that's biblical. Meaning the topic of hatred is biblical. And it will destroy us. Play.
Your whole life and building up envy. They build up envy to where they can't do nothing now. They can't stop you from getting money. You don't want to be their friend or associate. You can't come in their crew and get any kind of money. They're too big for you to even try to beef with. So you know what? I'll just take your life. That's how the crooks look at it, bro. That's how evil get in them so much to where they say, I just won't see him dead. It's the only way we can get rid of him, man. And them be the people in your own city who develop the envy for you. You go somewhere else, man, you a star. You're a star to them. You're a celebrity to them. You know, and that's just facts, man. It's just facts. And I'm gonna keep saying it, you know. If I was you, I'd get out the city, man.
Yeah.
Give me that Mark 6 and 4. That's how it be, bro. That's how it be. I got another timestamp on that, huh? All right. Read Mark 6 and verse 4 real fast. 4 and 5. Christ said the same thing. Christ said it first. Read that.
Mark chapter 6 and verse 4.
What did he say? What did he say?
But Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor.
Meaning he have honor. He ain't not without it. He have it. A prophet have honor.
But
except
in his own country.
In his own city. In his own congregation. Here it is. You got a mighty officer doing great works. The number 2 man hate him because he's doing such great works.
And among his own kin.
And among his own kin. Read.
And in his own house.
In his own house. Prophet, the sister married to a man of God. Good looking brother. Any other sister would love to have a man. But the wife he married to at home, she hate him. She don't like him. For what? Well, he don't call me. Do you give him time to? Well, he don't send me money and he spend money on other things. Do the bills get paid? Are the kids taken care of? Do your kids have clothes? I want him to send me the money. So you just mad, you just want to be mad then. Nope. He just ain't moving how I want him to move. Because he the man, damn it. He ain't got to move how you want him to move. What the hell is this? I'm telling you, the Bible is real. The Bible is real. He have hatred in his own house. Read. Don't call him Lord. Don't respect him. Because you may see his flaws. Oh, he fart. He burp. I see his dirty drawers. Like he this and that. He human. You fart, damn it. And you stink too. What the hell is this? Read that. Read it again.
Mark chapter 6 and verse 4. And Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country and among his own kin.
Come on.
And in his own house.
Read.
And he could not there do no mighty work, save that he laid hands upon a few sick folk. Read. And healed them.
Read.
And he marveled because of their unbelief.
They didn't believe in him. He marveled because of their unbelief. That's it. 1 Samuel 18 and 6. Play that video on the next time stamp. Yep. Go ahead.
I've been through it all with you know, my enemies used to be my boys. You know, in middle school, we was cool. You know, I went through a situation, one of my guys, we was like this, man. But when I started rapping and got more than him, he became jealous of me.
That's how I be. Stop.
You know, he was
He
my
say
big
when I started rapping and got bigger than him, he became jealous of me. We was boys. We was friends. We was tight. We came up in the truth together. We was peers in the body. Somehow he started getting more rank than me. He started doing more work than me. How is he number one? I mean, how is he outshining me? I'm number one in the school, but he doing all the work. He number two. He shining. His videos getting views. And that envy will stir up. That bitterness will stir up. If you don't know how to check that, you'll be taken out with hatred. Same thing with Saul. Saul was the king. Why Saul hating on David? We're going to read it. Play on. It's been examples of that. Brothers be in the body, number one of the school, head of the school. They doing, they doing work, but they got other brothers around him. They doing, say, more work. They moving, they quick with it. And instead of him pushing them out in front, utilizing them building together to make the school, the city overall, be overtaken with the word of God. They like, dang, why he outshining me? Why he outshining me? This and that. Envious, bitterness, hatred stir up. Instead of pushing the gospel, the truth, we ass backwards. Excuse me. Go ahead.
When I started rapping, he became envious of me, man. And he just changed on me, man. And the rest is history, but that's just how it be, man. It be those guys, man, who develop so much hate because they not you, they want your spot. It's all about the people wanting your spot, man.
There's preeminence.
They even with the AZ situation, he did it because he wanted his spot, man. He wanted his spot. He wanted to be the one with the car full of garages and all this stuff. He wanted his spot, 15,000 enough money for you to be straight for special back then. You straight. But nah, he wanted his spot. He wanted his spot. He was once the man. When he came home, he wasn't the man, and that ate him up inside.
Everybody wants to be the man. I got to be the man. I got to be number one. Numero uno. Play.
Decision. That ate him up inside, bro. He wanted his spot. And that's what it be based on. It be the guys who, once dap you down when you had one song out. But when and they develop envy because they go home. They get out the car with their friend, with their other partner, and he listening to your music. They walk in the house. They girl listening to your music. They go downstairs. The kids doing a dance to your music. Now they are hypnotized with hatred. They are hypnotized with hatred. They didn't go downstairs. They niece ain't even spoke to them when they walk in the house. They just singing Boosie. They niece ain't didn't say, hey, uncle, or nothing. They just singing Boosie. They get back in the car and go to the store.
That's how it be. We got brothers who do music. Why they play his song all the time? They play his whole video out on the announcement. They play half of mine. Now you got that root of bitterness springing up. Because the video was nice, man. Everybody liked the song. Play it again. Play it again. But my video come up. They ain't play my video. They just play half of it. Cut it off. What's up with that? That's respect the persons. They respect the persons. And now you're thinking in your mind, I'm justified in being angry. But you're not seeing that anger, what you thinking you justified with, is turning into bitterness. It's turning into hatred. The devil then set up in your brain. He didn't set up shop in that thought space of yours. And now he's turning that envy into hatred. And now he got a plan. The devil didn't set up a plot. I'm finna take him out, and him out. That household and this household off of this person's hatred. That's how it be. He said it. Boosie said they hypnotized with hatred. Read 1 Samuel 18.
1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 6. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines.
Come on.
That the women came out of all the cities of Israel.
So David was number 2 to King Saul. So they came and, slaughtered the Philistines, went to war and won. And what happened?
Singing and dancing.
So the women came out singing and dancing. What they say?
To meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played and said, Saul has slain his 1,000, and David his 10,000.
So the women came out singing, yes, we done won. Music, they came and giving Saul props. But Saul, that was like, hold up. They said, Saul killed his 1,000s, but David is 10,000s, damn it. David, he was on this day. He was on this weekend. He was on. They gave a little more oomph when it came to David. And Saul didn't like that. Read.
And Saul was very wroth, and they sang.
You know how sisters be, women be, especially when they in the joy for the spirit. Saul killed his 1,000, but David is 10,000s. And the brothers in the background, David. Saul like, damn, I'm the king.
Hold up.
Thank you. I'm the king. Brothers behind him chanting. You think Saul was chanting? Saul was like, David, maybe. Saul countenance changed. It's our brother, everybody joyful and rejoicing and glad, and that brother kind of just in the background. He ain't really, he ain't joyful as well. Or, I'm going to leave that alone. That's how it be, though. You can see it. Read.
And the saying displeased him.
It displeased Saul.
And he said, they have described unto David 10,000s.
Read.
And to me, they have ascribed but thousands.
Read.
And what can he have more but the kingdom?
He gonna take my spot. What can he have more about the kingdom? They loving him more than they loving me. What the hell is this? I'm the king. He was mad, wroth, that anger. Read verse 18 and 8 again. And Saul was what?
And Saul was very wroth.
Jump down to verse 10.
And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul.
So he held that anger a whole day. He held that anger a whole 24 hours. And guess what? The Lord said, okay, he's still holding on to that. Because sometimes we'll hold anger for a day, a week, a month, a year. The Lord's still giving us grace. Now with Saul, we got to understand, we hold on to that anger. Is the Lord going to say, you know what? Give him over to that. He's not going to change. He's not going to let that anger go. I know Saul. Or put ourselves in that situation. You know what? He's not going to let that anger go. The brothers are talking to him. He's not listening. They are counseling him. He still have anger, hatred towards my servant. I put David to do that to help them. I put that brother there to help him. And he's mad at that. He's mad at me. What do you think? He'll turn on me. He'll blaspheme my name. How can you say you love me and you hate that man right there? That's how God is looking at it down on his throne. Don't the Bible say that? How can you hate your brother? Come on, man. Let's get the scripture. Yeah, get that.
1 John chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother.
We say we love God, but hate our brother. You say you love God, sis, but you hate your husband? Bruh, you say you love God, but you hate your wife? You really deal with her like that? You angry all the time? Like you can't talk, like it, y'all can't have no peace in the house? Like, are you trying? Are you telling her you trying? Like, is it sincere? Like, hey, I didn't mean nothing by that. I was really trying to be cordial with you, baby. Hey, let's talk. Let's do this. Like, and she got this devil on her. She ain't trying to change. Well, now it's on her. Sis, are you really see he's trying? Trying? Read it again.
If a man say, I love God.
But we all in here saying we love God. We love God. Oh, you mad at that brother, huh? Why you mad at that brother? Because they was proving each other, then they stopped proving each other. And you kind of thinking the brother look better than you. You thinking, she'd have been better off with him. But you say you love God. You in here angry at that brother. Nobody see it, but God see it. But what the Bible say?
If a man say, I love God,
read,
and hateth his brother,
and you hate that man,
he is a liar.
You a liar. Read.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, how can he love God whom he have not seen?
How can we love God whom we have not seen? Go back to 1 Samuel 18 and verse 8. I'm going to wrap it up shortly. And Saul was very wroth. That anger turned into hatred. Read.
1 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 8.
Come on.
And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. And he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000s. And to me, they have ascribed but thousands.
Read.
And what can he have more but the kingdom?
Read.
And Saul eyed David.
You know you eye a person, got the evil eye, you always cutting your eyes at him. Somehow he walk in, you and that brother always catch eyes and y'all look away. Y'all know what's going on. You and that sister always catch eyes, but y'all look away. Y'all know what's going on. The Lord know what's going on. Or maybe that brother don't know what's going on. Maybe one person don't know what's going on, but you know you're looking at him with an evil eye. Maybe it's like that. It's one-sided. You cut your eyes at him, and he thinking, hey, Shalom, you know, it's all good. Everything cool. But you think, I can't stand that nigga. He got the woman I wanted. Or sis be like, I can't stand that B. I can't stand that sister. She got the man I wanted. I can be a better wife. She don't love him. She told me she don't love him. That evil hoe. Why she in here? That's how I be. I'm telling you. Keep playing games with that hatred. Read.
And Saul eyed David from that day and forward.
Do you eye a brother in here? Do you eye a sister in here? Do you have that hatred? Read.
And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul.
Come on.
And he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand as at other times. And there was a javelin in Saul's hand.
So David trying to play some music to get the evil spirit off him because he feel the tension. Go ahead.
And Saul cast the javelin, for he said.
So this nigga tried to kill him. This Negro tried to kill him. Read.
I will smite David even to the wall with it.
So we see the anger turn into hate. We see he was mad. He was wroth. That wrothness turned into anger. That anger, hatred, and hatred, he was ready to murder him. He showed it by his actions by throwing that javelin. So if you had war with a brother and he's angry at you, he may not save your life when the time comes y'all out there fighting for your life. He may just hesitate a split second because he know, okay, yeah, he going to get harmed if I hold back a split second. That's how it be. And you can't trust a brother at war if it's hatred in the mix. You can't trust him to have your back. How can we go to war together? You hate me. That don't make no sense. You will betray me. You will allow me to get killed. That hatred is a deadly sin we have to overcome, a deadly spirit. Read on.
And David avoided out of his presence twice.
So David escaped 2 times. Read.
And Saul was afraid of David because the Lord was with him and was departed from Saul.
So Saul ended up seeing it. 1 Samuel 15:28 now. That's how it be. If we don't get that hatred spirit, that grudge under control, we can't come together as a community. We can't build as a body. Hatred in this household spill over to this household. This family hating this family because these 2 sisters don't like each other. This brother don't like this brother. Now his wife don't like her wife, his wife. Them children don't like each other. We can't build if hatred is in the mix. Go ahead.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 28.
Go ahead.
And Samuel said unto him, the Lord hath rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, and have given it to a neighbor of thine.
So Samuel, the prophet Samuel, had to let Saul know, hey, the Lord took the kingdom from you, Saul. And he did what?
The Lord had rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, and have given it to a neighbor of thine that is better than thou.
Ooh, that is better than you. So you know what? The kingdom was taken from Saul and given to David. The Lord said, hey, nah, take it from him. I'm going to give it to somebody better than him. And that have happened. You got to make sure, okay, the one brother, he may be number 1 in the school, but he dealing with hatred, can't overcome it. So the Lord promote the second guy in charge. He didn't took you from that leader position because you didn't deal with that hatred. Now he didn't set the other man up. Now you still got to sit next to him and either overcome that hatred or you're going to let this man perish. You won't have his back because that hatred is still there. We got to think. We really got to think on these things. Matthew 5:22, close it out with this. It's a lot more scriptures we could have touched on just dealing with, hatred, forgiveness, how to forgive. But I'm telling you, I can be here another couple more hours. Matthew 5:22.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 22.
Come on.
But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause.
So now you add for no reason.
Shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever.
Meaning the council, we see you got hatred on you. And the council of whatever judgment come out from that, you in danger of the council. Meaning the leaders come together and say, hey, you can't be over men. You got to sit down from this position. You got to be in this position. You in danger of the council. Read.
But whosoever shall say, thou fool.
You never overcome that hatred. You never get it in check.
Shall be in danger of hellfire.
Yo, you really playing with your salvation. When Christ come back, you will not be saved. You will not be caught up in the chariots. It's over. That's it because of hatred. That hatred spirit is a real thing. All right, give me Sirach 21. Sirach 21 and Sirach 28 and 1. Sirach 28 and 1. We're going to close it out with this.
Sirach chapter 28 and verse 1. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord.
Come on.
And he will surely keep his sins in remembrance.
Read.
Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he have done unto thee.
So this is if you really got a justified cause. Brothers, sisters been through traumatic experience. The Bible says you got to forgive that hate that they have caused.
So
cue up that last video of the brother about. I'm going to post it for you. That last video. Can you pull it up? I'm going to tell you which one. It's going to be of Book of Our Fathers. I got to get that clip to close out with that clip. Because we'll think that seed of hatred is gone, but it's still there. You know what I'm talking about? Right there. Yep, that one. Read that scripture, finish out.
Sirach 28 verse 2. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he have done unto thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest.
That's what we want. Give me Matthew 5. Matthew 6:15, I'm sorry. 6:14 and 15. Cue that video up. We're going to end up with that one. It's a lot to go over, but I'm going to wrap it up right here. Read that.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 14. For if ye forgive men their trespasses.
If we let it go.
your heavenly Father will also forgive you.
Read.
But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses.
Cue up that article real quick. I gotta get it. I told y'all it's gonna be a nice one. It's gonna be a long one. We're gonna wrap it up right here. One article in this video. That article about the mental effects of not letting go. Read that.
What are the side effects of holding a grudge? Emotional toll. Grudges often lead to sustained anger, resentment, and bitterness. Physical health, chronic anger, and stress associated with holding a grudge can manifest physically, potentially leading to health issues such as high blood pressure, heart problems, and a weakened immune system.
That thing will kill you, bro.
Yes, sir. Holding a grudge can significantly impact your mental and physical health.
So not letting it go, you're going to hurt yourself mentally and physically. Read.
Leading to increased stress.
You wonder why you stressed out? Because you got your grudge you're still holding on to.
Anxiety, depression, social isolation.
You separate yourself.
Weakened immune system.
You always sick. You wonder why you always got a slight cold. You ain't never your body ain't functioning right because you holding on to a grudge. You got anger. You got tension built up. You got mental pressure in your head, migraines. I'm telling you, this stuff called stress, anxiety, all go back to fear. It's a lot of studies on this, and a lot of times we don't give the Lord credit. A lot of times we don't give basic information credit. Read.
And difficulty forming healthy relationships.
Now you hold on to a grudge. You can't form a healthy relationship with your spouse, with your children. All these things are lingering effects. Go ahead.
As you constantly replay negative emotions associated with the offense in your mind.
You constantly replay that in your mind. Negative emotions always coming up. Everything triggers back to this or back to that. And it's messing up other areas in your life. That's why you can't have peace. That's why you can't be happy in your marriage. That's why you can't be joyful in the congregation with your brothers and sisters. That's why you always mad at your kids. Go ahead.
Essentially poisoning your own well-being.
Grudges will poison your own well-being. So if you don't let the grudge go, you are hurting yourself. Go to the next one. Come on with it. What else does it do? Come up. Impaired
sleep, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep due to ruminating
thoughts about the grudge. You constantly thinking about it, so your sleep is impaired. You got this grudge taking up space rent-free in your head, and you can't sleep well. Now you can't perform well at work. Now you always moody. You always aggravated because you hold on to a damn grudge. You can't let it go. Who you got the grudge with? You got a grudge with your husband. Husband got a grudge with your wife. You got a grudge with this brother. Brother, you got a grudge with this. It's all a circle effect of you not being right. Go ahead.
Physical health issues.
Read.
Chronic stress from holding a grudge can contribute to physical problems like headaches,
digestive issues, and weakened immune function. The physical health issue. Why you guys got a headache? Because you hold on to a damn grudge. No, it ain't. I'm just hungry. I got a hunger headache. You got a grudge you holding on to. That's what it is. The Bible is real. Physical health issues. The Bible say a cheerful and good heart maketh it's like medicine to your body when you got a cheerful and good heart. You won't have headaches if you're in a good mood. If you got a cheerful and good heart, you address the grudge you got with this person. That's why you got digestive issues. Your stomach always hurting. You got headaches all the time. Oh, it's just a hunger headache. I ain't ate. I need some sugar. Yeah, right. You need some scriptures to overdose on to get your mind right. Read.
Social isolation. Choosing to avoid or distance yourself from the person you hold a grudge against, potentially impacting your social connections.
Read.
Relationship difficulties.
Bringing negative feelings from a past grudge into a new relationship, making it difficult to trust others. You got traumatized as a kid, as a young girl, as a young woman. Now you can't have a functional marriage. Now you can't have a functional relationship with nobody. Now you can turn to all type of wickedness because you holding on to things. Cognitive impairment. The last one, focusing excessively on negativity can hinder your ability to think clearly and make rational decisions because you won't let SH go. This grudge stuff is going to take a lot of us out if we don't fix it. Play the last video. We're going to end it with this. Play the last video. Lord's will, we take it in and apply it. Play this last. I had to overcome grudges. I had to overcome hatred. I had to overcome a lot of things. When things come up, I say, hold up. Why am I having a headache? Who I'm mad at? Did I think about something too long? I'm telling you, I can't give nothing that much power. The kingdom of God, I tell brothers, I told them this morning, I said, hey man, we can Matthew 18, did I offend you? We're going to talk about this, bro. You want some water? I got you. I got 2 cups back here. You got to talk sometime. Some of y'all know how to talk through nothing. Ain't that right? I check you real fast with some real brotherly love stuff. Hey man, you mad at me? What I do, bro? Let's go and talk that thing out. We got some cookies. I'm asking the sister for some cookies. We finna sit down and drink some water, and we're gonna talk this thing out. We finna get this. We finna work this out. Why? I ain't finna do all this for nothing. I am not doing all this for nothing. I'm telling you, I want the kingdom of heaven. Do you? Play this last video. The hell is this? Play that. Shout out to Book of Our Fathers. They pulled this clip. I want to pull it as well. Play that. Come on with it.
Purpose, but we got to get rid of that pride. Okay? Now, let's play on.
Get rid of pride. That'll help you out.
I've never seen something so fast. And it got to the point where I was next in line.
Uh-oh.
And he called me up. And he started talking to me. And keep in mind that our life held us hand to hand. So anything we did in our life, our life testified against us. So you couldn't lie because your life testified. Say, yes, you did this at this time, yes, you did. And whenever God would speak to me, you would see a big screen. Like you would see as if whatever God says, it comes to life. And so he started talking to me and he started telling me everything that I could have did better. And at this point, I'm like, okay, God, I could have did this better. I did it, I did okay with it, but I could have did better. So he began to say other things, and he brought up this specific woman. And he asked me, why didn't I forgive her? And he gave me her specific name. I'm not going to say it. He gave me her specific name.
Okay.
And I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Wow.
He asked me, why didn't I forgive her? I said, I did, God. I did forgive her. He said, well, if you forgave her, when you get on the phone and talk to her, why is it that you treat her like the situation happened all over again?
Wow.
And I'm like, God, but I did forgive her. He said, well, if you forgave her, why are those seeds still in your chest? And I looked down. I was like, oh my God. That's what those are for. Those are seeds of what I did in my life. The things I didn't forgive. So he was talking to me and I was like, oh my God. And he told me, he looked at me and said, because you didn't forgive her, I didn't forgive you some of your sins. And I was like, oh my God. And he started telling me so many other things, and he ain't told me not one good thing yet. And at this point, I'm getting terrified because my mind is starting now going to a place where I'm imagining how hot this fire is going to be when this portal open. And so, I'm scared. I didn't know how to explain how terrified I was. Words can't describe. When you meet God face, words can't describe how terrified it is to look your Creator face to face. Where there's nothing hid from him. There's nothing. Your inner thoughts are revealed before him. Your perception, how you feel, everything that you hosted in this body is presented before him. And so, I got to a point where I didn't want to hear God no more. I was really turning my head because I was afraid that, it's already made his mind up. I was so afraid, and so I turned my head and he would just come to tell me everything that I didn't do right, or I should have did better. And at this point, I knew I was going to hell. I knew it.
All right.
I was.
Now you can stop it. So if you've seen this before, You say he said something like, you don't get a well done, you get like you barely made it. So we got to understand that grudge, that hatred, that not forgiving, and we think we forgive. So it's like, well, how do you know you forgave? When you see that person or talk to that person, you don't feel nothing. You will still have their back at a split second. You want the best for them. You won't hesitate. You will talk to them like it never happened. Now, I ain't saying don't, somebody done you wrong, somebody cheated on you, somebody stole from you, somebody, whatever they did, you be cautious. It's one thing to be, you still have that brotherly love towards them. Just the basic bare minimum. That don't mean you got to be Ace, Boone, Coons, and Buddy and kick it, because it may not be like that. But in your heart, in your mind, you're not holding on to nothing. You deal with them justly, and when you see them, you don't feel no feeling. Like Rich Homie Quan said, he got you feeling some type of way. He gonna make you feel some type of way. Don't let that person make you feel no type of way. And that's real. We're gonna end it with that. Lord's will. We let it settle into our spirits, and don't let the devil take us out with holding grudges and not forgiving. Shalom. Most High in Christ bless.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is